Aficionados que viven la intensidad del fútbol americano. Ya estamos en la semana 2 de la Liga Minnesota, en la que nuestra cadena de transmisiones sigue al equipo de los Vikingos de Minnesota durante toda su trayectoria en esta temporada. Vamos a ver hasta dónde llegan y qué resultados aportan para la mejora de nuestras transmisiones. Por lo pronto tenemos una vista rápida a los mejores jugadores ofensivos y defensivos de cada conferencia. Aquí los pueden ver, muy bien. Ahora vamos a las conversaciones. Este es una ayuda a un jugador para que mejore su situación. Ari Martínez dice: coach, dice, no sé lo que estén, no sé si sea la comida que están sirviendo en el comedor del equipo o qué otra cosa, pero he estado encendido últimamente. La semana pasada fue el mejor juego de la temporada para mí. Voy a ser uno de los jugadores quien pueda hacer esto todas las semanas. Estoy listo para tomar el siguiente paso. Entonces, que vengan las Águilas esta semana y me conocerán. El objetivo del día es que contener a las Águilas en 100 o menos yardas, o que Ati Martínez tenga uno o más intercepciones, que force balones sueltos, que taclee con pérdidas de yardaje o que haga capturas de quarterback, lo que sea, una o más. Muy bien, buen objetivo planteado. En cuanto al el coach, creo que va a hablar con uno de los jugadores, no sé quién sea. Veremos ahorita. Ya sabemos, es Chris. El coach le dijo a Chris que estaba muy impresionado con el trabajo que ha desarrollado hasta el momento en el primer partido de la temporada y la pretemporada, y que espera que se mantenga en ese nivel y mejor inclusive para poder realmente considerarlo. Y el, y el, y el jugador Chris le dice que está muy bien, que él va a mantener ese nivel y que va a tratar de estar mejor en adelante. Por lo tanto, aquí estoy. Sí, tener 3 o más capturas de cobertura combinadas o solo. También tacleadas para pérdida de yardaje con el linebacker Chris Álvarez para completar su crecimiento, vamos a decirlo de esta forma. Todavía no entiendo mucho. Hay un jugador que inspira a sus compañeros. ¿Quién será? Veamos. Enrique Álvarez dice Justin Jefferson tomó el último juego sobre sus hombros y no pudo ser detenido. Está listo para verme a mí hacer cosas similares el día de hoy. Dice, no me preguntes, muéstrame. Cuando los oponentes vean el fin de nuestra ofensiva, querrán hacer cambios y ajustes para evitar que tú hagas tu trabajo. Creo que estoy a tiempo para mostrar quiénes somos. Usted mándeme las jugadas y yo haré mi trabajo. Me gusta. Los más chicos que tienen, quién sabe qué, están con confianza y le dan fortaleza al equipo ofensivo. Follow the sigan al líder. Justin Jefferson ha ganado 2.500 XP por inspirar a sus compañeros de equipo. Y darle a Enrique Álvarez 150 o más yardas por recepción, yardas recibidas durante el juego en contra de las Águilas. Y como un bono del objetivo, los touchdowns con Enrique Álvarez tendrán su bono recompensa si su objetivo es completado. Muy bien. Muy bien. La estrategia de la semana. Tenemos a Jalen Hurts, el quarterback es realmente muy bueno. Y la estrategia es defenderse de los pases largos. Entonces, vamos a ver cómo están la fatiga de nuestros jugadores también. Vamos a mandar los Micha. Y vamos a ver la fatiga de nuestros ofensivos. Shot pass, ok, perfecto. Muy bien, así debe ser. Entonces, y listos ya para el entrenamiento. Mientras ellos entrenan, nosotros seguimos con nuestros reportajes y pues nos informan que varios jugadores tienen algo de fatiga. Son varios del equipo, pero parece ser que van a salir adelante. Continuar. Tenemos algunos jugadores que van a recibir algunos skills, como Chris Álvarez, que nuevamente recibe apoyo en ese sentido. Movimientos poderosos ha recibido. Ok. Y Brian Asamoah, que es el otro linebacker, un linebacker central. Muy bien. Y pues ya está todo listo. Creo que no tenemos nada. Vamos a ver si hay algún reporte de lastimados. No los hay. Bueno, pues todo listo. Vamos a mandar cámaras y micrófonos al estadio de las Águilas de Filadelfia. Y dejamos la transmisión en manos de nuestros compañeros y colegas de la cadena EA Sports. Yo volveré al final del partido. Que se diviertan.
Tonight, from Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, it's week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Minnesota Vikings.
It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Tonight, we're on to week 2 of the NFL season. We got a good one on tap, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. So here come the Eagles, the defending NFC champs, led out by a man who was the runner-up to Patrick Mahomes at MVP balloting a season ago. Of course, that's Jalen Hurts.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test his secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
First play, and Hurts looking to throw it. This to Arnold on the short pass. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Hurts. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing is Hurts. Eluding the pressure right. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie quarterback.
I think the hope was to let him sit and learn for a bit, but he was thrown right into the fire in week 1. Now we'll see what kind of lessons he's learned as he prepares for his 2nd start in the NFL.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. Looking to throw. He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Vikings put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. Well, Charles, kind of the future of this franchise on display right there. You had a rookie throwing it, a rookie catching it, and taking it into the end zone.
Could you imagine if we were in the owner's box right now and we could look at the front office and see the grins on their faces to see the present making plays and knowing what the future will bring with these youngsters going out and making big-time moments happen for this team.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their second drive. Now, they were winners in the season opener Sunday. Now they get the quick turnaround game here on Thursday night. But, CD, you say this is an ideal setup for them. Why?
Well, it's just the way the schedule lines up because everyone's got to play a Thursday game, and that's because of competitive balance. So, let's face it, would you rather play week 2 when you're still relatively fresh and excited about the season? Or week 15 when you've had a season's worth of bumps and bruises to factor in, and who knows what your record might be at that time as well.
The numbers for Brown from a week ago: 3 catches, 67 yards, and a touchdown.
And they think they have a matchup advantage in this one. They're going to try and find some space for him to work and make sure he touches the football.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. This defense for the Vikings, terrific last week in the season opening victory.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Here's Hurts to throw. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. He was trying to get it to A.J. Brown that time. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. You look at this defense for the Vikings. Currently number 1 in the NFL against the run.
And that's a ranking that feels good, right? To be number 1 and to be the top of your profession. But here's the problem. It's only week 1.
1 week, yeah.
Can they do it 15 more times? If so, then we really got something to talk about.
That's the challenge. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return, and it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. And Charles, how do you think he ran the football?
I thought he definitely had his moments. I did think that they could have utilized him a little bit better, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him to see how they're going to use him this week.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now a first carry for their fullback. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. The Vikings at 1-0 on the year following the win in week 1, and they were able to take care of business in front of the home crowd last week.
Yeah, it's always nice to get that opener at home, but now things get a little bit tougher. The good thing for them, though, is they take a little extra confidence with them when they head out on the road.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one goes for 24 yards. A nice throw right there. And Charles, this is game number 2 in the NFL for this young rookie. His guys getting the victory last week, and he played pretty well by most accounts. Curious, what did you see?
I saw something similar to what you described, Brandon, because I saw a guy who looked the part, a guy who was in command, not just with the touchdown passes, but definitely looked to be in control of the offense as well. And you and I both know that's often uncommon for a rookie quarterback.
And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up second down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one.
26 Mike, 26 Mike.
In your face.
26 Mike. Quit talking about it.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. That one goes for 30 yards.
I would say just add that one to the total of big plays he's already made here in the first month of the year. You've got to think the front office and the coaching staff have got to be excited about what they've seen so far and really excited about what they expect to see down the road.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. So his great start to the season continues. He found the end zone time after time in the opener last week, and he does it again here in week 2.
And Brandon, we have a lot of coaches sell us week to week that there is no momentum, there is no carryover. Every game is its own entity. But after what we saw him do last week and now punching one in here, I'm starting to think that there is a carryover, and he's feeling it.
Point after try forthcoming. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Hurts sets up to throw it. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Back to throw here. Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. They'll come up now 3rd and 9. They'll look to throw here. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
For a rookie first-rounder, he's made a huge impact on this defense, but that tells me that they had a plan for him when they drafted him. Just turn him loose, do what you do best, go get the quarterback.
Aaron Siposs on to punt as he'll get this one away now. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. 35 yards that time on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And you see his numbers from a week ago. He was up over 100 yards then, and he's already hit pay dirt here once in this one.
We always talk about quarterbacks and receivers getting into rhythm, right? Really feeling good, finding each other downfield. I think running backs operate the same way. They can hit a good rhythm and a good stride, and he's carrying it over from last week.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. With his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now first quarter touchdown here.
And while there's no guarantee that all the points they scored in opening weekend are going to hold up and be the average all year long, they're certainly starting to set that type of a pace. And what you do with that is you put in the heads of all of your opponents, we've got to really be ready on defense because these guys know how to put the ball in the end zone.
Do you think they can keep piling on the points like this?
I think they can if they're prepared to adjust and adapt, because they won't see the same defenses week in and week out.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. They'll drop to throw. And that one going to be off target and incomplete. Devontae Smith, the intended receiver. But now it's 3rd down. Hey, look at this defense for the Vikings. And this unit, very tough to throw against. Currently 2nd best in the NFL. There he goes left side. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. And this one complete to Smith. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you, and you know what else you're looking for?
What's that? Who
are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. Over the middle, complete. It's Smith. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 21-0 our score after 1. On 1st and 10. And hit behind the line. Hurts fumbles it. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players, knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. They'll start this drive out on the ground, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Now back to throw. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards.
We spent a lot of time talking about what's going on the field. How about off the field with the evaluation? And they spent a lot of time saying, we've got to get a rookie in here who has big playability. And that's exactly what we're seeing here early in his career.
Drafted him in the spring. Here he is early in the fall making an impact. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. A give to the fullback on the dive. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Usually the big fella's a blocker, a lead back, but he gets the ball on first down. What a surprise for everyone. And as a former safety, if he breaks into the secondary and you see him coming, you just know that's a whole lot of man you've got to deal with now.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. On his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Vikings continue to pull away here in this first half. So this offensive unit, yeah, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So that drive, 4 plays, and it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Right now they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that lost fumble. So you have a feeling taking care of the football certainly paramount right now.
Yeah, and it's not just the guy who dropped it on the last drive, is it? That means everyone who might touch the ball is getting the same message. Guys, ball security, paramount. Let's take care of it, and if we do, we've got a chance to put points on the board. All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, mini camp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Just like that. Just like that.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know.
Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. So 2 sacks for the rookie, definitely making an impact here in year 1.
And in a ton of different ways, because rushing the passer, that was supposed to be a skill that he was developing. Looks to me like he's figured it out already.
Here's Aaron Siposs now. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So here are the Vikings to take over. They were winners a week ago over the Bucs. They lead here as well as they come up on 1st down. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Takes it to about the 37.
Brandon, you're a big lover of music. How about what you just saw there? This is what I call playing the piano for a defensive lineman, the ability to move laterally up and down the line of scrimmage. How about the way he just flowed and got to the outside part of the field and made that play?
He'll rifle this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown. It's the fullback. His second touchdown on the season. And the Vikings have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Now the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Pretty clean and simple there, just 2 plays, the long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Eagles offense back out onto the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll set up to throw. It's caught. Smith. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On the option to give to Swift here. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 11 yards there, just like last play.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
First down, and they go with Swift again. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And he's going to be stopped just short of the first down marker at the Vikings' 43-yard line. The Eagles on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. Hurts fumbles it, and the Vikings pick up the football. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. He had the option there, decided to keep it, exposed himself and fumbled it.
Yeah, and you worry about the hits he's going to take in that situation. In this case, not only does he take the hit, he coughs the ball up, as you noted.
And now out comes Minnesota. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
87 yards for him on the ground so far tonight, as he has been terrific in this first half. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Now a play fake here on first down. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. On the give, this is their fullback. And he's going to take this down to about the 17. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. He'll drop to throw. This one brought in by Jefferson. 2 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Ball at the 9 on 2nd and 8. He'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. To the right side and complete to Jefferson. And he'll get nothing out of that one. No gain on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
26 Mike. So we got man. 26 Mike. Hey, come on, come on, 26 Mike.
They'll look to throw again. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's going to be out of bounds, a few yards shy of the line to gain. And that's going to be a turnover on downs.
Everyone gears up for 3rd down, talks about the importance of it. But 4th down, that's truly the moment of truth play, isn't it?
Everything's dialed up a little bit more. And, it's such a momentum play, isn't it?
Absolutely, because it can flip either way depending on who converts on 4th down.
The Eagles offense going to take over late in this first half. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive. On On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And this will be scooped up in the end zone. A defender gets there, and it's a touchdown. Well, Charles, I mean, things just seem to be getting worse and worse for one sideline. Or flip it over after that fumble return for a touchdown. Better and better on the opposite end. What an impressive first-half performance.
And, partner, I know the saying in the NFL goes that no lead is safe, but I will say that this one seems pretty secure. And if we continue to see plays like that, I'm going to switch back and say this lead is safe.
Now the try here for the point after. And the route is on here in this first half. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. The Eagles offense going to take over late in this first half. Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half.
Hey, let's go, let's go, let's go. Trimmer, trimmer, trimmer. This team showed up. 40's the mic. 40's the mic. Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
But first down, Hurts. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Second down, here's Jalen Hurts. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down. This time they stay on the ground, and they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. It's a gain of 6, and that will be the final play of this first half. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a moment, but first, the NFL season is in full swing. Let's show the good folks what we've got in store for us later this weekend here in Week 2. Good games galore in that Sunday lineup. We'll highlight the one going on in Atlanta. A big one for the Falcons as they'll take on the always tough Green Bay Packers. Excellent games in the late afternoon window as well. One being over in Arlington, where it'll be America's team, the Cowboys, taking on the New York Jets. And then finally, the national game on Sunday night. It's a good one between the Miami Dolphins and the New England Patriots.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Now the Vikings offense set to go to work to begin this third quarter. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 99 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
We got 4. 26, Mike, 26.
2nd and 4. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. That sack courtesy of the effort of Hassan Reddick. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Vikings' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
Extra point forthcoming. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the 2nd half. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. The drive will start with an option going left. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Double tight, guys, double tight.
They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. They'll set up a throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down.
Well, they've certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Back to throw. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
I can assure you, setting up a screen is much more difficult than it appears.
It requires excellent timing from everyone on the offense, and a defense's #1 goal is to throw that timing off.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Hurts. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right, so if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders.
They go play action here on 1st down. Oh, and that is incomplete.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd and manageable, or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
2nd and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
That is caught and brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Rookie to rookie on the hookup there, and it's a 1st down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And they'll get this down to the 10. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now most teams have some version of this play in their playbook. And I think it's a lot because of the receivers that are being developed nowadays. These guys look like running backs, even though they're playing out on the perimeter.
And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
Well, they made the play there, and I'll guarantee you their coaches and the other players are screaming at them about their pride. Come on, guys. He's already gotten in 3 times. You can't give up.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings are pouring it on.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those Mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
Extra point attempt here still to come. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. That time a 6-play drive, and it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
On second down, Swift. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Well, the margin on that scoreboard, obviously, for them, it looks daunting. But I don't know, Charles. They're probably not focused on that right now. Maybe just chaining together a positive.
And he loses the football a second time. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up.
And he's going to get this one down to the 30. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. He's got his target. That's complete.
Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. 30 yards.
And the Vikings get another third quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. So I tell you what, Charles, I know that you don't put a ton of stock into power rankings and things of that nature, but another score here, and 2 weeks into the season, this is maybe the most impressive team in the NFL. Would you agree?
Well, they've certainly sold me as they've sold you, and I agree with you. No question about it. They won easily last week. They're on their way to another lopsided victory here. They're definitely a team to be reckoned with, and they are serving notice to the rest of the league.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's polished off by a Viking score. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
They'll start on the ground with Swift. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Now he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point of attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
And Swift is not going to get there as they stop him short of the yellow line.
No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here. And now off to the races down the right side. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A big play there. 76 yards. And the Vikings are on their way to a 2-0 start. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Extra point splits the uprights, and this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. He'll look to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down.
Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. In that play, it wound up losing yardage.
13 yards remaining on second down. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through. And that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And it's caught. Touchdown. From 19 yards away.
And the Vikings continue to run up the score. They lead it big here in the 4th.
He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the 4th quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion.
He may be a rookie, but he's playing like 4th quarter, and the QBing is easy. How about this guy? Youngster, not worried about anything, just cutting it loose and having fun.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position and only one play to score it. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now.
Back to throw again.
Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground.
That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
Well, it's obvious, but I can't help but say it here. It's never a good day when the opposing defense has more sacks than you have points. The win seems likely,
But this defense is still playing for something here. They see that 0 on the scoreboard, and they don't want that to change.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Another try after the first down sack. Hurts. Under pressure, they got him again. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here, 3rd and long. He finds his man, complete. It's Watkins. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long. The Eagles send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. Fielded just inside the 20. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return, and they will take over 1st and 10. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. CD, I mean, they have just been scoring at will. It's been score after score after score, and a lot of times we use the term blowout for a lopsided ball game. And this has kind of gone past that. I think we're in historic territory right now.
You nailed it. Historic territory. Perfect phrase for what we are watching. If this were a movie, what kind of rating would we put on it? Who would you allow to watch what we're watching right now? Let's hope this one gets over fast, because this game, well decided a long time ago.
Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and to big yardage all night long.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in, and he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A gain there of 30 big ones.
And this has been the story all night long. They just came out firing and have not backed off, even with the big 4th quarter lead. Here's another completion for big yardage.
This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. Forced out to his left. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired, while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
And he's got his big tight end here. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 19. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Well, this one probably not the close game you would expect or hope to see in prime time, CD, but of course that wasn't their intent in preparing for this one. They said they felt like their offense was ready to put up some points, and my goodness, it has been a dominant display in front of a national audience.
Yeah, they thought it, and it certainly came to fruition, didn't it? They've been dominant in so many ways in this one. If you weren't paying attention to this group before, you certainly are now after seeing this type of victory from them.
Boy, 194 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football.
But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
Fourth quarter with the lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on first down. They did that +3.
The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves them with a 1st and goal. This is where, fourth quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
But you say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you, and a lot of guys are wondering where they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Vikings extend their lead yet again. Well, to put it mildly, he's been able to dice up this secondary all game long, and this time that was a missile that he threw into the end zone and adding another touchdown to his ledger.
And I think we see these youngsters develop a lot quicker than we ever have, because when they get started in this game, they're not just throwing passes around, they're reading coverages early. So now they're like seasoned pros earlier in their career. How about this one here? If they win this ball game, a game ball definitely coming from his head coach.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
It's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big, you really have like 1 possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that.
Oh, it was hit at the line of scrimmage and intercepted. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. Well, let's face it, not a lot left for them to prove in this game, but they're still throwing the football. I guess, of course, CD, you could always get the backup some work. There's new plays to try out. But some people, let's face it, they just want to run the score up. It's fun.
I love the way that you expressed that, because you gave plenty of reasons why people like to do things. But ultimately, they just like to keep their foot on the gas, and they just want to tromp on teams. And what I like to see is, if you like to do that, how do you handle it when it comes back against you? On those days where someone can run it up on you, do you handle it the way that you expect your opponent to? If so, keep doing your thing.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Complete. Jefferson the target. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. That one looks like he'll throw here. And he will find his man on the outside. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 14. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Well, partner, nothing but praise from me for this offense. They have been tremendous all night long. They knew what they had to do to unlock the defense. And let's face it, this has been a master class in offensive football that we've been here to witness.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Fletcher Cox there for the tackle.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
They work now on 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. And the Vikings are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Hands it off out of the gun. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
A try here for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse.
Hurts fumbles it. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself.
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Vikings, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
Regresamos a la transmisión en español para narrar los comentarios finales y las estadísticas del partido. Vamos a ver cómo les fue a los quarterbacks. Y vemos que Fernando tuvo su primer partido de rating perfecto al conseguir 22 de 26 intentos para 471 yardas, 84% de pases completos, 6 touchdowns, 0, escuchen bien, 0 intercepciones. Jalen Hurts, pues su rating fue muy malo, 61.1 porque hizo 20 de 32 para 153 yardas y apenas 62% de pases completos, sin touchdowns, con una intercepción. Feo. En cuanto a los corredores, tenemos aquí a Alex Álvarez, que logró otra buena semana corriendo el balón, mejoró la semana anterior, mejoró en esta semana respecto a lo que hizo la semana anterior, y tiene ahora 200 yardas en 19 acarreos, 10.5 yardas de promedio por acarreo, 6 touchdowns, 6, escucharon bien, 6 touchdowns. David Quintana hizo 5 acarreos para 36 yardas, 7.2, muy bueno para un fullback. DeAndre Swift hizo 12 acarreos para 38 yardas, 3.1 de promedio sin touchdowns. Y tuvo además 2 fumbles. Un mal día también para este. Y Fernando les tuvo un acarreo para 10 yardas. Enrique Álvarez tuvo un acarreo para 14 yardas. Muy bien. En cuanto a receptores, Enrique Álvarez logró un muy buen partido. 8 recepciones, 280 yardas, 35 promedio de yardas por recepción, 3 touchdowns. Devonta Smith tuvo 7 recepciones para 64 yardas, 9.1 de yardas por recepción, muy bajo, sin touchdowns. En cuanto a los touchdowns, pues Enrique tiene 3, Jorge Escamilla tuvo 2 y David Quintana tuvo 1. Y miren, un pase largo, de 63 yardas, con el cual hizo el touchdown. También es de llamar la atención para ser un fullback. Ahora la defensiva, pues tenemos al mejor tacleador del juego, fue Chris Álvarez con 10 tacleadas, 6 personales, 4 asistencias, 2 tacleadas para pérdida de balón, 3.5 yardas, 3.5 capturas de quarterback, 3 balones forzados para pérdida de balón. Le sigue Alan Álvarez con 8 tacleadas, 4 personales y 4 asistencias, 2 para pérdida de yardaje y 1 captura de quarterback, y también provocó un balón suelto. Henry Zamudio también tuvo 4 y 4, provocó 3 fueron para pérdida de yardaje, tuvo una captura de quarterback y también tuvo una intercepción. Bastante activos. Por otro lado tenemos a Miguel Ángel Aranda con 7 tacleadas, 6 personales, una asistencia. Dion Jones de los Philadelphia Eagles también tuvo 7, 2 y 5. En el caso de Luis Rodrigo Mercado también tuvo 7, 3 personales, 4 asistencias, 2 para pérdida de yardaje. Terrell Edmonds también tuvo 7, 4 y 3. Una de las tacleadas provocó pérdida de yardaje también. Marco tuvo 6 tacleadas, 3 personales, 3 asistencias, and that's it. Por el otro lado tenemos a los que provocaron más pérdida de yardas en las tacleadas, que fue Henry Zamudio con 3, Alan Álvarez con 2, Luis Mercado con 2 y Chris Álvarez con 2. En cuanto a capturas de quarterback, Chris Álvarez tuvo 3.5, Sergio Camacho 2.5, Alan Álvarez 1, Henry Zamudio 1, Fernando Zamudio 1, y solamente las Águilas con Jason Riddick tuvo una captura de quarterback. En cuanto a intercepciones, Henry Zamudio tuvo una. Muy bien. Y en cuanto a balones forzados, hubo 3 de Chris, 2 de Sergio Camacho, una de Alan Álvarez, una de Ari Martínez y una de Fernando Zamudio. ¡Wow! De estas fueron recuperadas 2 por Sergio Camacho, una por Benny Escamilla, una por Omar Cole, una por Chris Álvarez y una por Fernando Zamudio. ¡Wow! Y touchdown solamente hubo uno de Sergio Camacho, que fue en la zona de anotación, la recuperación del balón, y pues se anotó un touchdown. Así las cosas, las anotaciones por cuarto: 21-0, todos en favor de Minnesota. 21-0, 27-0, 21-0 y 28-0, lo cual parece que no es preciso, pero bueno. En fin, aquí tenemos entonces el marcador final: 97 puntos para Minnesota, 0 para Filadelfia, y el tablero nos dice que el total de yardas ofensivas fue de 726 contra 128, de las cuales 262 fueron por corrida contra 39 y 464 por pase contra 89. Primeros y 10, 16 en contra de 12. Las yardas empatadas de kickoff y de despeje en favor de los Vikings. Los turnovers, 7, oyeron bien, 7 balones perdidos de las Águilas contra ninguno de los Vikings. Y aquí tenemos pues todo en favor de los Vikings, básicamente, excepto por el tiempo, la posesión del balón, pero 10 segundos de diferencia nada más. Aquí estuvieron muy parejos. En sí, esto es lo que vimos en el partido, esto es lo que sucedió, y pues les agradecemos su amable atención, que nos sigan en este canal, y nos vemos la próxima semana si Dios lo permite, y recuerden, hasta la vista, babies.